But it's time to talk. We grew up with digital technology, and so we see it as all grown up, but it's not. We're letting it take us places that we don't want to go. Those who make the most of their lives on the screen come to it in a spirit of self-reflection. We all need to focus on the many, many ways technology can lead us back to our real lives, our own bodies, our own communities, our own politics, our own planet.
New media and technology are all around us, helping us communicate and contact people more conveniently. But is it directly affecting the relationship between parents and their children? How many of you will go out to dinner with your family, sit down, and you all pull out your phones? As sad as it is, my family is very guilty of that, and most of the time we aren't even conscious of it. One way that parent and children relationships are being affected are that young children are being exposed to technology and internet access at too early of an age. I'm not talking about a 13 to 15-year-old kid getting a phone. I'm talking about 3 to 10-year-olds. I've seen it.
Rebecca and Trey, I brought an item, and I would like you to tell me what this is. Do you know what it is?
Oh, I know! And it's not any ordinary phone, it's an olden time phone.
Yeah, they used that back in the day.
Back in the day. When you say back in the day.
According to childrenstrends.org, 1 in 3 children between the ages of 3 and 5 have access to the internet at home. Also, recently an 8-year-old boy drove a car through a McDonald's drive-thru. He claimed to have learned how to drive off of YouTube. Distraction of this technology at such a young age is causing bad habits of isolation that directly affect a family's relationship. I feel as if the personalities of kids these days are being sculpted by the internet, and it's directly affecting their relationships with their parents.
They basically say things like they try to ask their parents about what their rights are. Their parents don't know. Their teachers don't know. They have fantasies about, do teachers look at their mail? Can the police look at their mail? Can colleges look at their mail?
Teens these days are creating fake social media accounts for just their friends to see. They still have a real account with family and friends, but this shows that there is a slight disconnect between parents and their children, and maybe parents don't know how their children are really acting. Are kids the only ones to blame for this distant and secretive relationship between them and their parents? What is the point of parents buying their children these devices so young? Is it to get their kids to stop bothering them? My cousins were 6 and 8 when they got their first iPads. For example, I was 13 years old when I got my first phone. I was in 8th grade. My brother, who was 7 years younger than me, got his first phone at only 11. I believe parents also use technology and internet as an escape, just as kids do. It's a bad family habit and creates this relationship disconnect between parents and their children. In a 2014 New York Times article, Steve Jobs was a low-tech parent. He states that he limits the amount of technology and internet his kids use a day. This is Steve Jobs we're talking about. He clearly knows and hints that access to technology at a young age is harmful. The more that parents expose technology and internet to their children at a young age, the more their children become isolated and secretive. And the more the parents of these children use their devices, the more they are isolated from their children.
I am concerned that the development of creativity in young people today is getting stilted. And it's also affecting parents' relationships. My 5-year-old just started playing with one of these, and it's affecting, her head is down now, and I have to take it away from her. And I think no kids today have any time alone with their thoughts. No kids today have any time with peace, and there's a dark underbelly of technology.
At this point, I ask, who's responsible for this change in relationships between parents and their children? Is it the child's fault who was introduced to this technology at such a young age? Is it the parents' fault who introduced their children to this technology? Or is it just simply today's society? In today's world, technology and internet is everywhere, and you can't escape it. Whether we like it or not, technology and the internet is shaping relationships between parents and their children.